Written by Will Durant, this book delves into the life and philosophy of one of history's most influential thinkers. Plato was a philosopher in ancient Greece, a towering figure whose ideas have shaped Western thought for millennia. He lived from 428 to 348 BC, a period marked by political turmoil and intellectual flourishing. He is known for his dialogues, which are philosophical conversations written down for us to read. These dialogues cover a wide range of topics, from ethics to politics to metaphysics. In his most famous dialogue, The Republic, Plato sets out to answer a fundamental question: what is justice? This question preoccupied the ancient Greeks, who were trying to understand how to live a good and moral life. They engaged in rigorous debates and discussions, seeking to uncover the principles that should guide human conduct. The Republic is structured as a dialogue between Socrates, Plato's teacher, and various interlocutors. Socrates, known for his method of questioning, leads the discussion, probing deeply into the nature of justice. Through their conversations, they explore the nature of justice, both in the individual and in the city-state. They examine whether justice is merely a social construct or a fundamental aspect of human nature. Plato believed that the two were inextricably linked. He argued that the virtues of the individual mirrored the virtues of the society they lived in. He argued that a just society could only be achieved if its citizens were also just. This meant that personal morality and social justice were deeply interconnected. The search for justice leads Socrates and his companions to construct a theoretical ideal city-state, which they call Kallipolis. This city is designed to embody the principles of justice in its purest form. This ideal city serves as a model for understanding the principles of justice on a larger scale. It provides a blueprint for how a society should be organized to promote the well-being of all its members. By examining the different classes of citizens and their roles in Kallipolis, Plato provides a framework for understanding justice as a harmonious balance within both the individual and society. Each class has its own function, contributing to the overall harmony and stability of the city. Through the journey of philosophical inquiry, Plato grapples with fundamental questions about human nature, the purpose of government, and the search for truth. His exploration goes beyond mere theoretical speculation. It seeks practical applications for creating a just society. His ideas have resonated throughout history, influencing countless thinkers and shaping Western philosophy in profound ways. From the Renaissance to the Enlightenment and beyond, Plato's quest for justice continues to inspire and challenge us to this day. Plato's definition of justice is not straightforward. He doesn't offer a simple list of rules or laws. Instead, he develops his concept of justice through a series of arguments and analogies. One of the key ideas he presents is that justice is a kind of harmony. Just as a well-tuned lyre produces beautiful music, a just individual or a just city-state is one in which all the parts work together in harmony. This harmony is achieved when each part of the soul or the city fulfills its proper function. According to Plato, the human soul has three parts: reason, spirit, and appetite. Reason seeks truth and knowledge. Spirit represents courage and ambition. Appetite drives our basic desires for things like food, drink, and physical pleasure. In a just individual, reason rules over the other parts, ensuring that they are kept in check. Similarly, Plato divides his ideal city into three classes: the guardians, the auxiliaries, and the producers. Each class has a specific role to play in maintaining the harmony and justice of the city. By understanding the proper function of each part of the soul and each class in the city, Plato argues, we can begin to understand the true nature of justice. Kallipolis, the ideal city-state envisioned by Plato, is a hierarchical society. This utopian city is meticulously structured to ensure that each individual contributes to the greater good of the community. It is divided into three distinct classes, each with its own specific role and responsibilities. These classes are designed to work in harmony, each supporting the other to create a balanced and efficient society. At the top are the guardians, who are responsible for ruling the city. They are the philosopher kings, the wisest and most virtuous individuals, chosen for their ability to govern with justice and wisdom. The guardians are carefully selected and rigorously trained from a young age to be wise, virtuous, and selfless leaders. Their education is extensive, covering philosophy, mathematics, and physical training to prepare them for their role. Beneath the guardians are the auxiliaries, who are the warriors and protectors of the city. They are tasked with maintaining internal order and defending Callipolis from external threats. They possess courage and discipline, ensuring the safety and security of Callipolis. Their training is rigorous, focusing on physical strength, combat skills, and loyalty to the city. The auxiliaries are responsible for defending the city from external threats and maintaining order within its walls. They act as the city's military force, always ready to protect and serve. The largest class in Callipolis is the producers. This class is the backbone of the city's economy, providing all the necessary goods and services. This class includes farmers, artisans, merchants, and all those who engage in the production and distribution of goods and services. They ensure that the city has the resources it needs to thrive. While their role may seem less glamorous than that of the guardians or auxiliaries, they are essential for the city's material well-being. Without their contributions, the city would not be able to sustain itself. Plato believed that this strict division of labor was essential for the smooth functioning of the city. Each class has its own unique talents and abilities, and by focusing on their designated roles, they contribute to the overall harmony and prosperity of Callipolis. Each class has its own specific talents and abilities, and by focusing on their designated roles, they contribute to the overall harmony and prosperity of Callipolis. This specialization ensures that every aspect of the city's needs is met efficiently. However, this hierarchical system has also drawn criticism for its rigid social structure and the limitations it places on individual freedom. Critics argue that such a system can stifle personal growth and creativity, leading to a society that values conformity over individuality. Section 4. The Philosopher King, Wisdom at the Helm. Central to Plato's vision of the ideal city-state is the concept of the Philosopher King. This ruler is not merely a political leader but also a philosopher, possessing both wisdom and a love of knowledge. Plato firmly believed that only those with a deep understanding of truth and justice are fit to govern. The philosopher king, according to Plato, is uniquely equipped to lead because they are not driven by self-interest or a thirst for power. Instead, they are motivated by a genuine desire to serve the common good and to create a just and harmonious society. They are able to see beyond the shadows of appearances and grasp the true forms of justice, beauty, and goodness. This profound understanding guides their decisions and shapes their policies, ensuring that the city is governed wisely and justly. Plato's concept of the philosopher king has been both influential and controversial throughout history. While some see it as an unattainable ideal, others view it as a powerful reminder of the importance of wisdom and virtue in leadership. Section 5. Beyond the Shadows. The Theory of Forms and the Allegory of the Cave. To fully grasp Plato's concept of the philosopher king, we must delve into his theory of forms. This theory is central to understanding his philosophy and provides a foundation for many of his other ideas. Plato believed that the physical world we perceive with our senses is just a shadow of a higher realm of forms. This higher realm is not accessible through our senses but through our intellect and reason. These forms are eternal, unchanging, and perfect concepts that represent the true essence of things. They are the ultimate reality, while the physical world is just a flawed reflection. For example, the form of beauty is not a particular beautiful object, but the very idea of beauty itself. It is the perfect and unchanging essence of beauty that all beautiful things partake in. The same applies to justice, truth, and all other concepts. Each has its own form, which is the true and perfect version of that concept. Plato argued that true knowledge lies in comprehending these forms, not merely their imperfect reflections in the physical world. This understanding is what separates the philosopher from the ordinary person. To illustrate this concept, Plato used the famous allegory of the cave. This allegory is a powerful metaphor for the philosopher's journey towards knowledge and enlightenment. In this allegory, prisoners are chained inside a cave, forced to watch shadows cast on the wall by objects passing in front of a fire. These shadows are the only reality they know. These shadows represent the limited perceptions of those trapped in the world of appearances. They mistake these shadows for the true reality, unaware of the higher realm of forms. When one prisoner escapes the cave and ascends into the sunlight, he is initially blinded by the light, but eventually comes to see the world as it truly is. This represents the difficult and often painful process of gaining true knowledge. This journey represents the philosopher's ascent from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge and understanding. It is a journey that requires courage, perseverance, and a willingness to question the reality we perceive with our senses.